David was not the firstborn of the house, but he was the one that put the house on the map. And so I told myself when I was going to get married that it will come to pass that every time people hear of Odoma, there will only one person that will come to their mind. It will no longer matter whose first name it was. A man can make himself strong for a house. And I know that you are complaining. I know you are not happy. I know if you have a choice, you will choose a different family other than the one out of which you came. But I want to say to you that it is too late. It's too late. You are where you are. But I can say to you that it didn't take God unawares. You may even be like Solomon, the son of the other woman also. When it was time for David to choose a king, all the wives that David married legitimately, none of their sons was God's choice. It was the son of Bathsheba. Do you know that they hated Bathsheba? Can I tell you this? They hated Bathsheba. Jewish historians, they hate Bathsheba with a passion. Scholars tell us that it is part of that hatred, dislike for Bathsheba. That's why they will not even mention her name. When they were going to add her to the genealogy of Jesus, you know they didn't mention her name. They say had him by her that was wife of Uriah. They couldn't come to call her name, but it was her son that God said, this will be my king. Wait, how do you go over the children that were born by legitimate wives and then you are choosing this accident? I want to say to you, they may not have planned to have you, but you were God's plan before you became his man. And the only choice you have now is to decide. There is an ongoing war. Whether you like it or not, you are a participant. You can be a willing participant. You can be an unwilling participant. The only thing you cannot not be is participant. You are a participant, willingly or unwillingly. You don't need to do Satan anything for Satan to fight you. It is in the nature of the devil to be devilish. That's what he is by nature. So it's past the time to say, I'm not looking for anybody's trouble. I'm just minding my own business. I don't want it. It's too late. It's too late. The world is a bloody theater of war. So I came to say to you, whatever the antecedents, whatever the history of your life may be, maybe you don't even know who your biological father is. Right where you are is a good place to start from. Yes, it's a very good place to start from. Every time you talk about King David, you think of a king with so much royalty and power. Where did David get the dexterity of life and the skill of hand that he had so much? It was in those days of his seclusion, hated by friends and family, rejected by father. How do they say to you, bring all your children, and you brought everybody except one? Whose son was David then? It didn't matter that he was forgotten by his father. He was God's choice. How did he become the choice of God? David himself could give no explanation. He said, God liked me to make me king. You don't know that's how you got here. There is no logical explanation you can give to your uprising in the spirit that people have not done more serious things and have not attained to anything. People have prayed more than you have prayed. They have fasted more than you have fasted. People have been brought up by disciplinarian fathers and mothers who have ended up as nobodies and vagabonds. People have been brought up in some of the best circumstances of life, and yet it didn't turn out the way everybody would have expected. How is it you that God gave you the opportunity to see the things you see and to hear the things that your ears hear? It is simply because God likes you. He likes you. David said he liked me to make me king. And there is no formula for liking. You cannot legislate preference. You can't legislate it. You cannot legislate liking. Just in case you think you fasted hard and you prayed hard. You know, Puritan was telling you some things. It is purely the election of grace. That was why I resolved that I wasn't going to change that surname. My children are going to bear that Odoma. And when you hear them and when you call them by that Odoma, I will be the only thing that comes to your mind. After that, when my days are over and I bow my head, there will be only one Odoma still standing in all of human history. It will be this one. You know why? Because a man can make himself strong for a house.